Meanwhile, an Israeli town has a special thank you gift for the U.S. president. The town of Petah Tikva has named a square after Donald Trump. Petah Tikva is the fourth largest city of Israel. This is the town's way of showing its gratitude to Trump after he recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. The city's mayor, Rami Greenberg, said that there was never a better president in the world. He also thanked Trump for recognizing Golan Heights.
השגריר בא ובירך, לא בא ובירך פיזית, אבל בא ושלח את ברכתו. דונלד טראמפ עצמו, ראיתי באחד מהציוצים בטוויטר, הגיב, שיבח, בירך. אנחנו עושים את זה לא בשביל לקבל את התשבחות, אלא באמת שהמסר יעבור שמי שבאמת דואג למדינת ישראל, הדברים החיוביים באנושות שלנו, אנחנו יודעים להכיר לו תודה, לחזק אותו, שימשיך בדרך הזאת, וגם אחרים.
Remember, Trump recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital in the year 2017. He became the first U.S. president to do so. In the month of May last year, the U.S. Embassy was relocated from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And early this year, the Consulate General was merged with the new embassy. The moving of the embassy sparked outrage among the Palestinians, and the Palestinian president ended ties with all American diplomats. Last month, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu named a community on the Golan Heights after Trump. The community was named as Trump Heights. This was in order to thank him for recognizing Golan Heights under Israel's territory earlier this year. Golan Heights is a disputed landlocked plateau which is bordered by Israel, Lebanon, Syria and Jordan, a strategic area that Israel seized from Syria in the 1967 war. U.S. Labor Secretary Alexander Acosta is squarely in the middle of the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking case. Amid calls for his resignation, President Trump has come out in support of his Labor Secretary.
What happened 12 or 15 years ago with respect to when he was a U.S. attorney, I think in Miami. Is it Miami?
Yes.
You know, if you go back and look at everybody else's decisions, whether it's a U.S. attorney or an assistant U.S. attorney or a judge, you go back 12 or 15 years ago or 20 years ago and look at their past decisions, I would think you'd probably find that they would wish they maybe did it a different way. I do hear that there were a lot of people involved in that decision, not just him. I can only say this from what I know, and what I do know is that he's been a great, really great Secretary of Labor. The rest of it we'll have to look at. We'll have to look at it very carefully. But you're talking about a long time ago. And again, it was a decision made, I think, not by him, but by a lot of people. So we're going to look at it very carefully. We'll be looking at that very carefully. Okay?
Interestingly, the president seems to be walking a tightrope here. While promising to look into the case, the president seems to be taking a stand that his Labor Secretary is good at his job and that a good deal of others were also involved in this decade-old controversy. Alexander Acosta, who worked as a federal prosecutor in Florida almost a decade ago, is being accused of negotiating a lighter sentence with Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein had pleaded guilty in the year 2008 to prostitution charges, but Acosta offered him a deal that meant that the financier had to spend only 18 months in jail. What's more, a work release program meant that Epstein served most of his sentence working at his office and was given an early release in 2009 as well. In the light of the new investigation, many Democrats are demanding that Acosta should step down. And House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is leading the charge.
Good afternoon, everyone.
However, the president doesn't seem to be interested in removing his Labor Secretary. On his part, Acosta has defended his actions almost a decade ago through a series of tweets. Acosta argues that the prosecution was done based on the evidence available and that the sentence required Epstein to register himself as a sex offender and go to jail. He also expressed pleasure over the fact that New York prosecutors were moving ahead with this new investigation.